What's up guys? Welcome to the FOMO Factory. Happy Monday. I talked about the fact that altcoins might get wrecked very soon, and it looks like it's starting right now. And I'm gonna show you exactly why. I should show you why you should be a little careful with altcoins, but I also of course want to talk about altcoins that are outperforming and the niche that I am currently looking at, because there's always money to be made in this space if you do it a little clever. So welcome to the FOMO Factory. Subscribe to the channel, smack the like button, turn on the bell notification, and let's take a look at this. So Bitcoin has a little drop towards 28,600 at the moment of recording. Nothing too crazy, but what stands out to me is this, because we spoke a lot about the fact that altcoins did not look so good, and I will back that up in this video by showing you something pretty interesting, because this chart is the Bitcoin dominance. So as you see, like we spoke about, the Bitcoin dominance has been going up, right? So Bitcoin is outperforming the market, right? Altcoins are running behind. That's just what it is. The orange line is the Bitcoin price. Now, what stands out to me is this. Bitcoin is now sitting at the same level as where it was sitting, for example, on the 9th of April. And so when it comes to the price, we are sitting at the exact same point, right? But if we take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, where it was sitting the 9th of April, when Bitcoin was sitting at the same price, the dominance was sitting at 47.5%. Now, Bitcoin price again has not changed, right? At least it changed in the meantime, but we are back at the same level. But the Bitcoin dominance now is sitting at 48.5%. And you might feel like, wow, 1% difference, what does it matter? It's showing the direction where it's going. Plus, you know, eventually 1% plus 1% plus 1%, you have no idea how that slow bleed, how that, works on your portfolio at the end of the day. Or maybe you do. This is quite interesting. So what we basically see is that Bitcoin is doing nothing while the Bitcoin dominance is going up. So it means Bitcoin is outperforming altcoins while Bitcoin is not doing anything in dollar price, aka altcoins are going down. And this is what we spoke about earlier, that this might happen. And I don't know if you follow Benjamin Cohen. If you don't, I would really recommend you doing so, because he talks about this a lot and he knows his stuff about this. But I think it's pretty interesting. So the dominance is really showing strength for the first time in 2 years, basically, right? So for the people that have really no clue what I'm talking about, the Bitcoin dominance, it's very simple. How much of the crypto space has been dominated by Bitcoin. Okay, now we were sitting at very low levels, and that's mainly because this also includes stable coins, right? So if you take these low levels, it's mainly also because people had their money into stables, USDC, USDT, etc., but also in altcoins. And now since the last half a year, people have been deploying their stables to Bitcoin, but also their altcoins to Bitcoin. If you have a hard time believing that, Benjamin has a dashboard where you can also check out the Bitcoin dominance without stables, and that's pretty much, more accurate when it comes to that. So that's the red line. So now it includes stables, but if you exclude stables, you also can see that the dominance has been going up, and this has nothing to do with stables. So basically, since May 2021, so exactly 2 years from now, the Bitcoin dominance has been going up, which means that people have been putting their altcoins into Bitcoin. All right. And that's understandable. I mean, altcoins still have the risk of being a security, and it's all very speculative, right? There are a lot of rocks going on. There's a lot of, that altcoins are just not safe compared to Bitcoin. And people know that, and they do something with that information. And that's what this chart is showing us. If you really want to put it like this, it's been going up since January 2018, right? This was the low. We have a higher low, high low, high low. So it's going up, 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 up. So therefore we said Is it a Bitcoin season? Is it an altcoin season? It's a clear It's a clear Bitcoin season at the moment. If you look at the altcoin season index, you can see right here that the upper part of it, that's where an altcoin season is. And the lower side of it is where we have a Bitcoin season. Now we are pretty deep into Bitcoin season. If you take the ROI time frame of 90 days, if you put it on 60 days, you can also see that we are there. And on the 30 days, we are leaving it a little bit. Well, we were leaving it a little bit, but we are now back in it, right? So, yeah, again, the people that were calling for an altcoin season, we said a lot like, no, that's not going to happen. And eventually it will happen, of course, especially if you take a look at a chart like this. We're sitting pretty low, right? We could stay there for a long time. Here we went into the Bitcoin season in May 2019, and we got out of it in September, October 2019. So May, June, July, August, September, October, 4 or 5 months, right? We now got in it around in March, right? So March, April, May, June, July. Well, still that could take until the summer, basically, late summer. So I want you to be a little careful with altcoins, and why I said that it's no altcoin season. Well, why people, YouTubers, some YouTubers that I even follow, I don't want to call any names, but they were claiming for an alt season, was because they were comparing it to the fact that the Bitcoin dominance was sitting at the same level as June last year. And when this came down, there was a small alt rally. Well, it was a pretty decent alt rally, but a small alt season. The problem is that Bitcoin was also going up while this was going down, right? So altcoins were outperforming Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was even going up against the dollar. So can you imagine what altcoins did against the dollar? Problem is right now, though, that Bitcoin is already sitting at pretty big resistance, right? So the chance that Bitcoin goes up another 40% like it did right here from the point where we are right now would take Bitcoin towards $40,000. That's not that likely to me to happen, at least not for now. We broke out since 15K. We were at 31. Let it rest, man. Let it, like, we have major resistance where we are sitting right now. If you look at this complete area right here, we have so much support here, right? This is basically our first attempt, right? We did not get a proper rejection yet. So I don't expect Bitcoin to go up like that. Also, the more time we spend right here, the more invalid I start to think that this could be, right? I said, like, as long as the trend has not changed, I'm not going against the trend. And the trend is up, down, up, down, up, down, up, so down, right? But the problem is the Bitcoin dominance has never stayed up here for that long, right? Every time we got there, we got basically an immediate rejection, right? Here as well, we got there a week later, well, not even a week, like a day later, we got a rejection and we were already on our way down. That's not what happened, right? That's not what happened. We came there, we stayed there, we tried to push higher. There we got a very short rejection, but now we tried again, right? So with every little small pump that Bitcoin has, the dominance shoots up. And now that Bitcoin is having a correction, whatever you want to call it, of 2%, right? The Bitcoin dominance went down like not even 1%, right? 4 times as less. So it shows that the dominance really has some strength right here. So what could this mean? Well, this could mean that the dominance, because at a certain point it will break out. It might break out now, right? And what then would happen? I can't answer the question like what will happen to altcoins compared to their dollar pair. I don't know, because that depends on what Bitcoin does compared to the dollar. But all we know that if we break out right here, that altcoins will bleed heavily against Bitcoin. And the problem is they have been doing that for a while already. So the problem is that they already have no more support. So can you imagine what happens if Bitcoin finally has a good correction? Then you will see that your altcoins are going to crash very hard, like very hard, because their support is already gone, right? If you look at Cardano Bitcoin, for example, look at this. The major support was sitting at around this point right here, right? At this 1500 Satoshi level, right? Here we had also major resistance. Here we had some support. Here we had big support when we came down. We had support again, but finally we broke it. And now that support is resistance, as you can see right here. So this is showing some extreme weakness, for example. So that would mean that if the dominance finally goes up, and if Bitcoin has a little correction, Cardano Bitcoin, for example, will crash hard, but really hard. And since this has no support left, the dollar pair has a lot of room to fall down hard as well. So everybody is cheerful about Cardano being sitting at 40 cents, give or take. Bro, please keep in mind that it's very easy for Cardano, for example, to go towards 18 cents. And a lot of people don't like to hear that, so they don't believe it, because if you have a certain altcoin and someone says it's probably going down, you feel like, nah, not gonna happen, just because you do not want it to happen. But do keep in mind that it's really starting to show some extreme weakness. And it's not only for Cardano, it goes for a lot of coins. If you look at AVAX, showing the same amount of weakness, major resistance over here when we finally broke it. Same thing basically, right? In this crash in June, we found this point as support. We made some kind of a double bottom, you could say. So people were like, oh, bullish. And it went up a little bit, but now we broke it as well. We just made a new low for AVAX, for example. We just made a new low, right? Last week, yesterday probably. So also AVAX showing some real weakness. And it might be sitting at $17, right? And the all-time low is $10 for this cycle. So you might feel like it has a lot of room to go. But can you imagine what happens if Bitcoin is really strong right here, right? It's really strong. But what would happen if Bitcoin comes down back to around 20K? Altcoins will make new lows. Altcoins will make new lows, okay? And it's not impossible to me that Bitcoin will revisit 20K again. New lows for Bitcoin, I don't believe that. But, 20K, why not, right? If we compare it to the last cycle, we had this bear market in 2017-18. We have around a year before the halving. So this is probably, if we want to compare it somewhere where we are right now, here or here maybe even, right? But what happened? Bitcoin was sitting at, what was it exactly? Almost $14,000. Eventually, it came all the way back down to $4,000, all right? So please don't be in the camp like it's not possible for Bitcoin to go back to 20K. If it goes back to 20K, that would be one of the best cases scenario if you want to compare it to other cycles, right? And yeah, unfortunately, Bitcoin is doing very cycling stuff so far. So what Bitcoin did right here, it went down from here to here 70%, all right? Let's say that this was the top of this run, right? And it comes down 70%. That would take Bitcoin to $9,000, right? Now, I'm not saying Bitcoin will come down 70% because it, in first place, went up like 4x or so, right? And that's because Bitcoin went down in the bear market very hard as well. Now, we did not have that hard of a bear market, so we did not have that much of a pump. So the correction probably also won't be that hard. But if you want to compare it, 9K. So how crazy is it to think that a retracement to at least around 20K is likely, right? That's definitely possible. Well, if that happens, altcoins get completely wrecked, right? Because a lot of altcoins are still sitting near the bottom. And when you look at them Bitcoin pair, they make lower lows basically every single day. So therefore, I'm very careful. Now, It's of course also possible that the Bitcoin dominance for some reason does get rejected right here and goes down, which means that altcoins will run against their Bitcoin pair. It's also possible, and that would mean that we maybe see something like this on the charts, right? Very bullish for altcoins. So it's still, I think the move that is about to come is going to be very big. The problem is, I can't really put my finger on it yet which direction it's going. Therefore, I am not in the camp of buying right now. I'm not in the camp of selling right now. I'm in the camp of stacking cash. I have a little position in altcoins already, so I'm good. But I'm definitely not buying more. But if I have to guess, at a certain point, the dominance is going to break out. And it's showing relative strength right here, which we have not seen in the last 2 years. And like I just said, Bitcoin is sitting at the same place as where it was around 3 weeks ago, but the dominance is already higher. This means that altcoins are losing. And if I now also have to take a look at the total 3 to see like, okay, with all that aside, what is just the chart for altcoins telling me at the moment? Well, if I look on the weekly chart, let me get rid of all of this. It is still in this falling wedge, right? Still in this falling wedge. Did we manage to now that a new week has came, did we manage to finally break out of this? Let me take a look. Well, no. No, we did not. That's the problem. We closed yet another week inside of the wedge, right? If we take a look at the daily, we get rejection after rejection after rejection, and we are still here. Now, I must say we are definitely holding up right here for now. But what's the support, really, right? We have major resistance that goes back since 1.5 years, which was causing the bear market in the first place. This is the bear market line, basically, okay? If I now take a look at this, that's still pushing us down, right? And what similar major support do we have for altcoins? Well, not much, basically. The 200 weighted moving average is holding up right here. I think that's basically it. But is that just as strong as this legacy line over here? I don't know. I would not be surprised to wake up one day soon to find out that altcoins have a 10-20% move to the downside. And that would cause a lot of people to panic sell. That's the problem right now, because altcoins, especially certain altcoins, just had a nice pump. And that makes people very bullish on altcoins right now. And a lot of people are saying, no, we are in a bull market and altcoins are doing great. And altcoins are finally, look at Pepe. So altcoins are doing good, right? Because there's always an exception. Yeah. And that is going to be the driver for this. Because if altcoins just do what I think they're going to do, and these overly bullish people are going to see that it's not playing out how they want, they feel like, fuck, let's sell. And that's going to drive it down even further, cause a domino effect for this chart to finally go down, have the altcoin capitulation that we finally need before we can go up. And why do I say we need that? Well, it's very simple. If you want to make a lot of money with altcoins, then the chart has to go up a lot, right? But I have bad news for you. Altcoins did very well the last 1.5 years, right? I got a lot of altcoins that got wrecked, by the way. But overall, altcoins were doing very well. If we take the altcoin market from the top to the bottom, it went down 74%. 74%. It's not that much, right? If we take a look at the last bear market, it went down 92%. 92, right? And you might feel like, yeah, but that's just an 18% difference. So if it goes down another 18%, that's not that bad, right? That's not completely how it works, because it is 92% from the top, and 92% from this level is of course way more than 92% from, for example, this level. So if we take it to 92%, where does it leave us? And I'm not saying that will happen, but just, you know, comparable. 92% will take the altcoin market to $90 billion. For your information, we are now sitting at 360 okay, that's 4 times as low as where we are right now. 4 times as low. Okay, overall. And the bad news is this thing even includes stables. These don't go down if everything is correct. So your altcoins go down even more, right? So that if we would have repeat 2018, you can say like, okay, Cardano will go to 10 cents. It's all on average, right? AVAX will probably go towards $4. Phantom, 10 cents. Cake, 50 cents. Moonbeam, 15 cents, give or take, right? That's a lot of fucking reckoning. Now, I don't believe that we are going to do what we did in 2018. I don't believe that we are going to crash that hard, right? But it's just a comparison. Like, okay, if we would have repeat that, then that's the outcome. And that's not unrealistic, because why? It happened before. It's not that people, you know, weren't saying like, oh yeah, this is not going to happen here, right? People were invested here, and it still happened. These people got completely destroyed, right? These people are the same people that are now invested and saying, that won't happen. You know what? Like, so I don't expect that move to go all the way there. Although it is pretty big ass support right here. But apart from that, I don't expect the move to be that big. But it doesn't mean that we cannot see something near that, right? So my most bullish target is the downside of this wedge, which would already be new lows for altcoins, by the way. But we could also definitely go outside of the wedge, because that's also what happened in 2018, right? It shows us that everything is possible. We were in the same downwards pattern. We got out of it for a few days, got back in, got slapped down all the way, and even went to the lower side of the wedge. And that was the real capitulation. And that's not even the worst case, because we made a new low like fucking 1.5 years later, okay? Altcoins always bottom way after Bitcoin bottom. So if you feel like, oh, the Bitcoin bottom is in, then you should still expect altcoins to go down, because Bitcoin bottomed in November, right? We're a half a year later right now, or January, somewhere. So now January, sorry. So we are just a couple of months later, right? So far, altcoins bottom way after Bitcoin bottom. So even if you feel like, yeah, the Bitcoin bottom is in, it should still mean that altcoins should find their bottom. Now, a lot of them have probably already seen their lows. There are always altcoins that I think that showed some real strength. BNB, I think BNB won't see a new low. My opinion. I don't think Matic will see a new low. There are some altcoins, right? But there are, and that's because these altcoins are super strong in a bear market. But there are always altcoins that are not strong in a bear market. Cardano is a real bleeder in a bear market. It's doing great in the bull, but you have to know when to hold what, right? Are you going to hold Cardano in a bull market or in a bear market, right? Because you just saw altcoins came down overall 72%. Cardano came down 92%, all right? So that's one of the exceptions. Moonbeam, mainly because of bad token investing, of course, but came down, well, I don't even want to talk about this. This is terrible. 99%, right? But the people love Hex, for example, anyway. And Hex in the bull market did great. And I can't even chart this shit because it was way higher. It was more like 50 cents, I think, 40 or something like that. But even, not even from the top, what did Hex do? Came down 95%, right? Phantom has been showing some strength, but yeah, also came down in first instance. 95%, right? This is terrible. So most altcoins will see lower lows. Matic also came down quite hard, but I don't think we will see a new low for Matic, to be honest. This is showing finally strength. It's not pumping like crazy. It's just going up and maintaining that level like it should, right? So be a little careful with this kind of stuff. And there are a lot of altcoins that are like that. I definitely feel like, okay, this is interesting. And if you look at these charts, you feel like, man, is this not now a great accumulation area? Yeah, bro, if you're in the, if you are in the camp of dollar costing, then I think that this is a first great entrance for dollar costing, right? If you dollar cost, for example, in Chainlink at this level, could it come down to $3? Yes. But, you know, if not, then you already got an entry right here. And if it goes up, you make gains anyway. So it's fine. But I wouldn't go too crazy on it. All the charts are showing some real weakness for altcoins, to be honest. And the total crypto market, it's holding up decent, but it's mainly because Bitcoin is holding up. If you take Bitcoin away from it, you already see the big downwards fall right here. So it's like I'm not too bullish at the moment. If you, what the fuck did I just do? Yeah, if you take a look at this right here, see this line up, we had some kind of a fake out, but a bounce right here, not a bounce right here, but we did not manage to hold it and now continue to go sideways. Yeah, that's usually such a pattern, is usually something like this, right? We break out, down below, blab, fall. I rather make videos where I say like, guys, everything is looking bright and altcoins are going to pump. And believe me, we are going to post that videos, you know, whenever it's time, and that time will come. Maybe end of the year, maybe next year, somewhere like that. And definitely 2025. But for now, it's just not the best time. It's just not the best time. And that's good. It's fine, right? Because again, if you look at altcoins, you know, it's like, if you want to change your life with it, how much are you really going to change your life if you look how much room we have to grow to go back to the all-time high? It's like not that insane or anything like that, right? If we do see some kind of a capitulation and we go back to the all-time high, it's already a lot more. And yeah, we will surpass all-time highs, but the difference is making 3 times your money. So if you're now able to make a 10x, great. You can also go for a 30x, right? Plus, in the meantime, you don't have to lose all your money. I'm not saying time the bottom, because that's not possible. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I'm also saying, don't buy major macro resistance. It's stupid. So guys, that's it. That's the dominance. That's the total 3. I think this is rather important. Tomorrow I'm going to post a video about 10 microcap altcoins. It sounds very hypocritical. Like one day you're saying this and one day you're saying that. Let me put it in content right away, by the way. I'm not saying in that video, buy it right now, right? But I do think it's very important that in a bear market, you have your watch list. You have set up your watch list, because what if we do break out at some point? Are you prepared? Because the market moves fast. If you then just start doing your research, yeah, that's stupid. I mean, now you can already start doing your research. Most projects that survived this market are likely to survive the rest of the market as well. Let me put it like this. There are also a lot of projects that once we go down will die, right? Even a lot of projects that you feel like, oh, but these are very good. No, they will die, all right? But there's nothing wrong with already having your watch list done, doing your research. So, you know, join our Telegram group down below. I also have a private group, private FOMO factory Telegram group where we're going to do calls, private videos. To join that, just sign up to Bybit or KuCoin, links in the description. Trade at least $100, right? If you're going to trade anyway, just might as well trade there, so you can get free access to the group. So guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please give the video a good, I don't know about my timing. I think I suck at that. Well, anyway, subscribe to the channel if you have subscribed to the channel. Turn on the bell notification, and I'll see you soon.